Alrighty, let's get turn 7 going, but before, a little teaser on what I'm going to be doing next. It is Shadows of Malice. Picked this up from my local game store, and I'm excited about it. Not a whole lot of buzz about this, but feel like I could do a review of a new cooperative game as my next foray into video. Video reviews, video playthroughs, whatever. I also picked up Forsaken Lore for Eldritch Horror, which is fun. I don't know if I'll do a playthrough of that, though, just because it has been done many times before. And The Resistance, hoping to play that with my family over Thanksgiving. So, kind of fun to see what I picked up from the local game shop. Okay, so when we last left off, there were monsters coming into the streets here in Dunwich, and we don't want that to happen, right? Because the Dunwich horror track could fill up quite quickly. It is important to note, though, the Dark Young is yellow. That being yellow means that it is not going to be moving anywhere. So the cultist is really the only one we badly need to worry about. Hank and his one hand may do some good about that. So we'll see. Anyway, it is turn 7. So William York is first. And he has a kind of interesting issue here, because he has to fight the deep one before the encounter phase, so he is going to have to wait, and he's going to have to take on the deep one regardless, because we definitely want him sealing that gate this turn. So I was thinking that I may use the Voice of Ra. To do that, I'm going to have to get my lore up a little bit and just get lucky. The sanity costs regardless. And that would just give me some better chances of taking care of this thing on this turn. So I'm going to do that. He's got full sanity, so in the upkeep phase, we went ahead and moved the lore 1, and then we get 1 die with the Voice of Ra, hoping to just get lucky to get better. I did get lucky. So that means that York is going to be using the Voice of Ra on this turn. So I'm liking that. Oh, you know what? He had lore +1 anyway. So he actually should have gotten 1 more die, but he passed anyway. So I'm happy about that. And then let's just go around real quick. Bob doesn't have anything upkeep-wise that he can do. He did get some money last turn, so I could send him to the general store again, possibly. I would need all of that speed to get there, and I've been waiting forever to get that old journal. Now, something that I thought about as I was anticipating this 7th turn, if we are successful with the old journal, he gets 3 clue tokens. Gatnathoa says that while Gatnathoa stirs in his slumber, place that, and each time investor gains 2 or more clue tokens at once. So that means that Bob, if and when he passes that, I'm going to try it, has 1 in 7 chance of being devoured. At this juncture, it's worth it. I want him to get to his personal story, and we need to start sealing some gates. Alright, and then Marie has, she doesn't have enough clue tokens to seal a gate. Now, something that I need to point out, we have 7 gates open right now. 8 is the gate limit for my investigators. So, yeah. Long story short, we need to get those gates, start sealing those gates, and quickly. So, yeah. I don't think that I'm going to have Marie, I don't think I'm going to have Marie take care of our rumor yet. She could still use Dole Chance. And then when she comes out of the gate, I think we'll take care of that. So it's kind of a risk, but just something that I feel we need to do at this juncture. All right. So no upkeep for her. And then Hank, he will be entering a gate. I'm not going to worry about the cultist right now. I don't want to fight both those guys this turn, I don't think. So if the cultists move, the cultist moves, but we've got to start sealing some gates. All right, William. Let's take care of this deep one, shall we? Now he gets +1 die on everything here. Alright, first thing we need to do is the will check. He's got 3 will. The deep one is -2. But I do get +1 to horror checks because of the cross. So, all of that said, we get 3 dice because it's 3 base, +1 for the cross, +1 for Voice of Ra. So that's 5 -2, so 3 dice. Otherwise, oh yeah, and William spent 1 sanity on that spell. That'll do. He's not too freaked out by this deep one that's ambushing him here. And then for the attack, this is where it's a little dicey. He has 4, and then plus the Voice of Ra, so that's 5. And -1 is 4. I need 2 successes. I could hope to get lucky and use the holy water. Or not use the holy water. I think we're going to go ahead and do it. I don't want to spend clue tokens. He's so close to having 5, so he can start sealing another gate. So, holy water is going to be gone. The unique items that do add all those extra dice are nice and everything, but I do feel like when I get a unique item that I can use once, it's kind of a bummer. But anyway, let's do this. So I get tons and tons and tons of dice. So I get 4 + 6, that's 10, +1, that's 11, -1. So that's 10 dice. Yep, the holy water worked well, took care of the deep one, and the cool thing is that monster trophy now serves as a clue token for William, so that's good. All right, Bob, it is time. It's time to actually get that old journal open. Come on. So lore -1 check. I get 2 dice. It's about time. Alright, so before we grab those 3 clues, it's time to do the Gatnathua thing. So, let's not have one of our investigators to get devoured. That would be our first, really big misstep here. Oh no! No! Well, wow. Alright. So Bob is done. Dunzo. Dead. Whatever. I'm going to sadly put his game card away, and I'll be right back. Poor Bob. Alright, Jackpot was just gaining 15 bucks. But he may spend $3 to gain 1 clue token, which would have been pretty sweet. Yeah. Poor Bob. Poor Bob. Poor Bob indeed. Alright, so see, that adds drama. That adds drama to this game. Because according to the rulebooks, I could just replace him with another character, which, I would hate having that as my rule, just because as a solo player, I'm taking these 4 characters to try and defeat an ancient one. So I'm at a disadvantage now. My characters are still strong. I would venture to say that he was probably the weakest of my characters. So I'm feeling okay. And plus, I get 2 free, multiple clue token pickups now, because it reads that once 4 Visage tokens are face up, then turn them face down. So I've got 2, I can do 2 clue tokens at a time without feeling any problems. So, alright, Marie is going to try and do her dull chance to get herself an additional ally. So lore -2 check. She's going to take 2 dice. You know what? I don't think I want to do that. 2 movement points. I only have 4 movement. And I want to get her into a gate this turn. So I guess when she comes out of the gate, we'll go ahead and use it. Alright. So, Hibbs Roadhouse it is for her. And then for Hank, he's going to go ahead and jump on into Wizard's Hill. Both of them can seal. So we're going to seal, hopefully, 3 gates and, you know, pretty quick. Alright. So, Yorick in the encounter phase is going to go ahead and seal this thing with an Elder Side. When sealing, gate lose 1 stamina and 1 sanity. Alright. He has to, like, channel, you know, all of his inner brain power and his strength to actually put this Elder Sign on there. And then we get to return the card to the box. No skill check is necessary. And I get to remove 1 Doom token from the Ancient One. So, we have the Black Cave sealed. It gets rid of any diamonds, monsters, like that Shuggoth that we are not fond of. And Yorick gets this. We get to remove 1 Doom token, but I forgot to remove 1, or I forgot to add 1 when I put the last gate up. So, not happening there. So don't need to put that there. So pretend there were 5. There's now 4. So nice job, William. There's our first sealed gate. And then in the encounter phase, we have Marie being sucked through somewhere. Ooh, relay. That's the worst otherworld. And Hank gets pulled through somewhere as well to another dimension. Right there. Alright. So that was Yorick. So sealing the gate was Yorick's encounter. He does not have an encounter at the Black Cave. Miss Lambeau gets a red or yellow encounter over here. Red. Now here's these Innsmouth cards. Innsmouth added these, you know, really specific Otherworld cards. Wish would have been a relay, it would have been fun, but it's an Abyss card, so we just keep going. Yellow. Alright, this is a Dunwich card. It says, the mottled green stone that the city is carved from seems to whisper to you of the vastness of space and the horror of the things that live therein. Lose 1 sanity. Alright, Marie's down to 5 sanity again. And then another dimension is all 4 symbols, where Hank is going to be. It's not another time, it's another dimension. Struggling to hold your breath, you cannot seem to find the surface of the mysterious sea. Lose 1 sanity and 1 stamina. So they're just struggling in these other places. Not going well. That's that. And it is Mythos time. Alrighty, well, here's Innsmouth. We finally get an Innsmouth a Mythos card. So, a gate is going to appear at Double Reef. Get rid of that clue. We're going to have to give it a monster. And it's a deep one again. Alright, the cultist is not moving, that's good. This guy is moving, if he can move, to someone in the street. He can't. That works. But he's a circle, deep one hybrid, don't need to worry about him. Alright, so that's all the movement. No movement at all, actually. A clue appears at the esoteric Order of Dagon. We've got to get down there and get that clue. Innsmouth is restless. While this card is in play, investigators who end their movement in Innsmouth receive a -1 penalty to their evade check to avoid being arrested once martial law is declared in Innsmouth. Martial law is not going to be declared in Innsmouth anytime soon. But alright, and that was turn 7. Turn 8 coming up. Alrighty, y'all. Turn 8 we go. You notice that I left Bob in his newspaper. He is dead. Dead. So, yeah. We're down to 3 investigators. The gate limit when you're playing with 4 players in a normal game of Arkham Horror is 7. We currently have 7 gates. In the Innsmouth Horror rules, it says that you need to increase the gate limit by 1, which would be 8. The Professor has a variant on Board Game Geek where he feels that with 20 stable locations, that 10 should be the maximum number of gates open. I like that just because it allows for a little bit more gameplay. And I still feel like sealing the gates should be the ultimate, obviously I want gates to get out of control, but we're not going to have the Ancient One wake up if we get an 8th gate here. Just wanted to, level set there. Alright, so in this 8th turn, Marie becomes the first player again. This should be a pretty quick turn, and then I can get 7 and 8 uploaded, because Marie is just going to be, in the other world and doing what she does there. And so I'm going to, man, with Relay, it's going to be really hard for her. Once I do know that I'm going to go back to Arkham, I think I'll probably do the voice of Raw to give her 1 additional die for that check, because that's just tough. And Foresee might also be used, so we'll just kind of be a crazy spellcasting person here. But Marie's not going to do anything in upkeep. Hank is also in the other world, so we need to do that. And then William is the only one in Arkham. So Marie and Hank just move in their other worlds. Relay. And another dimension. Alright, and then Yorick, he currently has 4 clue tokens, and he's got himself a gate. I'd love to get him blessed to get him to actually pass his things undreamt personal story. So, man, I just don't know if that's a waste of time at this juncture, especially considering that he only has 3 movement. So we're going to move his movement up in upkeep so he can actually move those 3 spaces. Excuse me. And knowing that we can't go discard an ally or anything, take care of the... Oh, you know what? We did not roll for that Doom track to go up. So, 3, we are fine. Just as a reminder, the Stars Are Right says that on a 1 or 2, place 1 Doom track on the Ancient One's Doom track. So, don't you worry about that on this turn. Awesome. Mr. Yorick. I think we may have him go to the general store. You can't. I mean, you could go to Velma's Diner and get a clue. Maybe that's what we should do. I want to do his personal story, though. Yeah, let's try and get his personal story done. So we will go ahead and go down to Silver Twilight Lodge and hang out there for this one turn with William. I don't know if that's the best decision. I mean, he could go up and get some clues, get ready to seal some other gates, but at this juncture, I want to see what happens with his personal story, so we're going to take a little time out to do that. Again, don't know if that's smart, but it's fun. That's important, right? So, then we go to the encounter phase. William's the only one in Arkham. So let's go ahead and get him a Silver Twilight Lodge encounter. You find an old parchment in the study. Pass a lore -1 check to draw 2 spells and keep one of your choice. That's quite nice. Unfortunately, I have 2 lore. +1, 3 lore. And FYI, this is not moved up this turn. Lore -1 check. So we get 2 die to get some more spells. That won't do it. Would have been fun, but that's okay. So William is not going to do anything in the Silver Twilight Lodge. Marie's going to be the first one to have her Otherworld encounter in Relay. We've got blue. We've got red. The ground shifts under your feet, sending you tumbling head over heels. Lose 1 stamina. Our investigators keep losing their minds and their health out in the other worlds. And then Mr. Sampson. He's in another dimension, which is any color. This is Plateau of Ling, and it says other. Draw or discard this card and draw again. Again, I like those additions. They're fun and thematic when you actually get them. Blue works. It seems you are not the first to come here. Gain 1 clue token and $2. I always like those types of encounters. Alright. So he now has 6 and $2. So that's helpful. Alrighty. Let's see what the Mythos phase throws at us this turn. Independence Square. Which had 2 clues. Should have went to grab those, but oh well. Especially given that the Visage tokens are face up currently. So we get a gate. Once again, get a monster of some sort. Take long enough. We just get a ghoul. That works. Not too scared of no stinking ghoul. And we need to do the Doom track thing. We will be adding 1. Let's see if we need to add 2. We don't. Getting lucky on those rolls. So now the Doom track's going to be up to 6. And it's important to note... Oop! It's important to note that Marie can still use her skill one more time too. So that, you know, something to keep in mind. Alrighty. Oh, need to finish that up, duh. Monster movement. Deep one's not moving. The cultist is not moving. The Bayak Key is going to move into the sky. So we have 2 monsters that are just hanging out in the sky, the Bayak Key and the Night Gaunt. The ghoul will not be moving. Alright. Clue is at the Unnameable, which we actually can do. There's no gate there. And all monsters in the Merchant District streets or locations are returned to the Cup. Merchant District. Alright, we got rid of the Deep One hybrid through that Mythos card. So that means 7 and 8 are done. I may do 9 as well. We'll see, but either way, thanks for watching, and I hope you're enjoying yourself.